everybody to rise, please. We're now gonna start the November 6th Penn Trafford School Board meeting order with the 2023 of the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all. Okay. Roll call, Mr. Lego.
Yes, sir, Mr. President. Mrs. Issing.
Here.
Dr. Klein.
Present.
Mr. Chasick.
Here.
Dr. Costo is absent this evening. Mr. Leonard.
Here.
Mr. Matarazzo.
Here.
Mr. Nemec.
Here.
Mr. Petrucci.
Here.
Mr. Stovar.
Here.
You have a quorum, Mr. President.
All right, thank you, Mr. Lego.
You're welcome.
Mr. Leonard? No, just the
Mr.
me.
Matarazzo.
Mr. Matarazzo, CWCTC.
Thank you. I've been working with the CWCTC, kind of replacing for a while Mr. Petrucci, who was very much honored by those people, all the time he spent there. But WCTC, they got a great award, the Westmoreland Chamber of Commerce. They have a new award coming out for basically the Chamber Champion, it's called, for October. And our CWCT, we are the champions. So real proud of that. Because they put kids first, put community first, and add value. That was the criteria. The organization, they've upgraded their camera system. They're doing all kind of work with that. And they're also going to be looking at purchasing a building. They want to do more adult education, like CDC licensing, things of that nature. But sometimes people can't come into the building because they might have other issues. So they want to buy a separate building, which is adjacent to the building there right now. And they're in the process. It looks very positive. The sheriff, I think the sheriff want to have a piece of that. There's like, almost like what we're going to be doing. They can actually give some, parcel out a little bit of that building. So that's for adult education. They're in the process of looking at that. They had an open house was today, if anybody made it to that. And this week, they're doing their road show at Fraser, PT, and Jeanette. I don't know the exact dates, but they're on a road show which are trying to encourage people what they offer, how they offer it, and kind of go from there. In a positive, too, one of our, a PT student, a young lady by the name of Kira Knoll, she was a PT student with a great reputation up there. They just hired her as a substitute secretary. So it was kind of nice having a PT person involved. But that's it for CWCT. And Mr. Petrucci, again, you've created such an image there. They were so thankful. You encouraged them to have a fund balance that they didn't have before.
That is the truth there.
Yeah.
And
And because of that fund balance,
Beat
they-
me with a whip. He said, get the fund balance, because they had that history of returning every penny that wasn't needed. Then when we had a little bit of capital improvements, we had to go beg for money to come back again. I said, that's craziness. You know, get the 5% build up to 8%. I think it's up to 5% now. And now they have money.
Yep.
And tell him if he doesn't keep it right, he's going back to Uniontown, the hospital. Okay, but he's a nice guy.
To
You'll
work
like
at the
him.
hospital, please make sure you
Yeah,
say it
he's
that
a
way.
nice guy. He's all right.
No, but you were recognized. In fact, they want to recognize you at their Christmas meeting.
Well,
How many years were you with the CDC?
I'll see what the conditions are and my health also. But thank you, Mr. Matarazzo.
You have a
Okay,
tremendous reputation, and thank you. I had the
Uh,
opportunity to sit with your nameplate in front of me
Hell, you
as
are.
a substitute.
Do you have a date for the
Easy,
Christmas
Jim.
dinner?
No, I did. I don't know if
The
Dr. Harris
14th,
does.
it'll be December 14th. I'll send something out, start getting those, save the dates.
Okay. Dr. Harris,
It's
you're
actually the second, what's the Thursday, the second Thursday?
That is the second Thursday, you're correct.
I have a mark worthy of noting, Mr. Matarazzo and I discussed it, he discussed it. Nick, looks like I'm gonna be stepping in,
That's right.
and I really hesitate to do that only for one huge reason, because I could not cast a shadow for Nick Petrucci.
Oh, knock it off.
For like 40, 30 years, but I'll do my best. I know I can't carry the ball like you did, but I'm starting in December.
Campaign's over, mister.
I'll be going down.
Campaign's done, it's over. You have no opposition, you're done, okay. All right.
All right, for information, I'm gonna start off with, our athletic director, Carrie Hendrick. If you have some good news, someone to share with us
I
tonight.
do.
I would like to ask Nick, would you come on up here, buddy? Bring, how about mom and dad can maybe come up too, because we've had the Tarowski's family that has basically, put PT golf on the map here. So let me start out by telling you first of all about Nick. Nick is the first high school golfer from a Westmoreland County school to win 2 WPIAL golf championships. The other one happened to be Arnold Palmer. And 76 years later, Nick became the second. So that's number one. Nick won his second WPIAL title. He shot a 2-under at Valley Brook Country Club. He went on to states. He was the runner-up at state. There was a 3-way tie. He ended up in second place, so he was a silver medal winner. But going back to the accomplishments that Nick did, and Mr. Newsom, our golf coach, couldn't be here tonight, but I want to read a little something that he gave to me to tell you what kind of person we're dealing with here, Nick. So, Mr. Newsom said, watching Nick over the years display his love for the game of golf and seeing him to play at such a high level has been an enjoyable experience. He was able to play his way to the state championship by taking everything he has learned from his experiences and from all those who have helped him and apply it to his biggest performance to date. Nick's accomplishments have come from his hard work outside of the high school golf season. Off-season physical training, working on his swing throughout the winter, traveling and playing in numerous tournaments, and proving what it takes to be successful. Golf is about controlling your emotions and stress, and while managing your game, and Nick is becoming exceptional at it. He has developed a love for fishing as of late, and I believe this is to offset the rigors of his golf career, something I think we can all learn from. It's been a pleasure to work with Nick and have him part of our program, and I'm sure he'll continue to make us proud as he moves on, which tomorrow we're doing our photo op for our signees. Nick will be signing with West Virginia to move on in golf. And I'm going to tell you that, like I said, his brother before him, what an accomplishment. And even when I talked to Dad, I mean, these guys sure put PT on the map in the golf world. So I want to congratulate Nick. And as I said, when you're putting his name in with Arnold Palmer, I think he's put himself in pretty good company here. So congratulations to Nick.
Come around, say.
Go around and introduce yourself.
Yeah, if I can make a comment too, I've been a startup at Manor Valley, and that's our home course, which is great. So I'm up there to see these guys, and I wanted to meet Nick, because I'm saying, this kid with all these accolades, who is this kid? He's so humble, I had to have someone point him out, and he fits right in with everybody else. He's not a hot dog. And to his credit, to his parents' credit, means a lot to have a fine young man representing us.
Can't wait to watch him at the Masters.
Congratulations. Great school. Are you as good as him?
No.
Walter Russ.
Yes. Okay. Oh, so really proud of you.
Congratulations.
Oh, what a proud parents. Congratulations. What a fine young man. I'll be with my comments.
Oh, wow. That's what he's very proud. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you.
Yes. Man, actually, he did.
All right. Hey, Mr. Hatchick, while you're here, do you have anything else you want to share with athletics?
Sure. Thank you, Dr. Harris. Okay, I'll just give you a couple so I'm not holding everybody up here. So right now in the fall, another big thing that just happened over the weekend, our field hockey team won their 8th straight, and this is a WPIAL record. We surpassed North Allegheny. 8th straight WPIAL championship, 9th overall for Coach Cindy Dutt. Tomorrow night, we take on Manheim Central here at home at Warrior Stadium at 6 p.m. We'd love to see people come out and support the team. But as I mentioned earlier, it is now a WPIAL record, and at this day and age, I'm not sure, winning 9 in a row at anything. I'm sorry, it's just 8 in a row, 9th overall, if that'll ever be accomplished again. So that keeps moving forward. Over the weekend, Amelia Barilla, who qualified for the states in cross country, finished 35th after an 8th place finish in the WPIAL. Mia Williams, who we had here last year as a freshman that won the WPIAL, she finished 2nd this year, and she moved on to state. She lost in the quarterfinals over the weekend, But 2 more years from me, I'm sure she'll bring home another gold medal, and we'll have her back here. Another couple things, the section champs, girls volleyball, field hockey. Girls volleyball, Mr. Shaw over the weekend was named the 4A Section 3 Coach of the Year. So kudos to Mr. Shaw. And winter sports, obviously, even though we're finishing up in the fall here, starts November 17th. We will be doing physicals tomorrow at 4 o'clock. And, you know, we have a pretty good number of signees already for our winter sports. So I think, you know, and hopefully I didn't miss anybody, but that's a sort of a summary of where we've been for the last few weeks, Dr. Harris.
Okay, and I know the pool's back in the use, was closed for a couple of days with
Yes, sir.
hotels.
Pool's back up and running.
The lights are back on after the one
Yes.
night, and the tennis court we're going out for bid?
Tennis courts, we're working on it. The goal right now is we suffered a little setbacks. We had to have our architect involved. We've got some core samples done. We're gonna have the architect put specs together, and we hope to have it ready for bid here before, I guess, the December meeting. And then the hope would be to get the thing moving and started when the weather breaks, hopefully in March or April. We'll probably have to play our boys' season the same way we did the girls, a lot of road matches and using Murraysville Racket Club. But it worked just fine for the girls, had a great year. They ended up, I think, with a 6-1 record in the section, so the girls did just fine that way. But we hope to have everything done and wrapped up, and I would hope by next summer. So that's where we're at.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Next up, we
Well,
have.
can I make a comment about Mr. Hedrick? I don't know if people realize what all this man does. He and Mrs. Martz, who's his secretary, think of every sport that we have, this guy's involved in it. We're talking about equipment, we're talking about uniforms, we're talking about scheduling, we're talking about getting officials, we're talking about getting busing. Also, this guy does the parking passes. That parking, which is another headache. But he's also involved with the cheerleaders, the band, a lot more. So this gentleman does quite a bit, and we greatly appreciate him and Mrs. Marks for all that they do. A lot of people don't realize what all this guy does.
Thank you.
Sometimes I call him and say, please go home.
And another comment, not only does he do all those things, look how many of our programs have come out on top or close there too. I mean, exceedingly well, not just a little bit well. State championship well in that, and we appreciate that. Doesn't go unnoticed by me.
He's a great person, great friend.
Absolutely.
All right, next up, there's our favorite time of the month. We get to honor our students of the month. Every year, we honor a student at the elementary, middle school, and high school, and we have to choose, and it's very hard to actually win this. If you think about it, we have over 3,800 students, and we honor about 24, 27 students a year, so it's less than 1%. So you really have to have done something amazing and been exceptional to have this honor. So tonight we're going to hear from we're going to hear from McCullough, Penn Middle, and the high school. And then afterwards we're going to take a photo of the 3 winners plus Nick for the newspaper. So hold on and wait till you hear what the reasons why they were chosen. You see what I mean. You see what I mean when you hear this. Go on, Joe.
Thank you, Dr. Harris. Would like to recognize Elementary Student of the Month from McCullough, 4th grader Angelina Sheffo. Come on, Angelina, come on up here. In front of the pole, don't hide. So you're good with that. Angelina is the daughter of Aaron and Salvatore Sheffo. Angelina's parents informed us when we talked to her about Angelina receiving the award that Angelina is very into singing and dancing, and she participates within the Westmoreland Performing Arts program. When she's not out performing, she loves to play at home with her 2 dogs, Luke and Leah. And yes, the dogs were named after the Star Wars characters. They're big Disney fans, correct? Yeah. Overall, her parents stated that Angelina is just a happy kid. Angelina's teachers stated many times today, it's hard to find students that are walking into your classroom with a smile on their face every day. Well, walking into and out of McCullough, smiling every day is Angelina. No matter what is going on that day or what kind of mood you're in, you can't help but to smile back. She actually has been asked by her peers, how can you be happy all the time? They also stated, along with her kindness and contagious demeanor, she aspires to learn, succeed, and please her teachers on a daily basis. She's a very humble individual. When I spoke with her this afternoon, she said that math is her favorite subject, and when asked why math, she informed me that she just enjoys doing fun things with numbers and being able to solve problems. Outside of school, she likes to talk on the phone, especially with her pap, and then she also enjoys, as Mom and Dad said, playing with her 2 dogs as well. I can also add that in all the years of informing students that they were going to be receiving this award, Angelina has been the most excited person ever. She was walking through the halls today, talking to teachers, saying, "Hey, I'm going to be the student of the month. I'm the student of the month." So it was very exciting. But knowing her and seeing her, the smile that's there is there all the time. Angelina's kindness, positive attitude, humbleness, and infectious smile are sure to make her a success in whatever she undertakes. And we're proud to have Angelina as our 4th grade student of the month. And it's our pleasure and privilege to select her for this award. Congratulations, Angelina. This way.
Keep on going. He'll tell you what to do.
Just go right down and shake everybody's hand.
Congratulations, young lady.
Way to go.
Congratulations, my son was in the same, just one of performance arts. Do you like that a lot?
Yeah.
Yeah, what's your favorite play that you did so far? You know, remember, you can come when I see you next time you call, okay? Congratulations.
And next up, Mr. Morasek, what's going on in McCullough lately?
Busy month. Obviously, this week, we've got our Veterans Day Assembly on Thursday. The parent-teacher conferences Friday. We have an after-school activity tomorrow with Crafty Shack sponsored through the PTO. We just wrapped up having our service volunteers come in. The Claridge Volunteer Fire Department came in and did a presentation on fire and Halloween safety. And then we had Mr. Grant and Rescue 6 come in and talk to the students, the 2nd graders, about the emergency services and ambulance services. And then plans are underway right now for our Frosty Festival, which will go as part of the telethon with the Make-A-Wish.
Busy times. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Harris.
Next up, we have Mr. Jim Simpson from Penn Middle School.
Thank you, Dr. Harris. Ezra, want to come up? I want to introduce Ezra Levsevic. She's a 7th, hold on, wait, you get up there. She's a 7th grader at Penn Middle, and we're proud to announce her as the November Student of the Month. She's the daughter of Dan and Hillary Levsevic. They share that Ezra is very artistic, and she always questions everything and wants answers. They've learned to Google things a lot when she's around. She does not do well being bored. She's taught herself to crochet, loves puzzles, and is currently painting her wall in her room full of rainbows. You'll never know what she's going to teach herself to do next. She also enjoys school and running. Ziva, her 6th grade sister, says, "We get along pretty well for sisters. We have normal sibling stuff, but we also play games together and watch movies, specifically Marvel series. They also go on hikes on local trails." That's great. Ziva also shares that Ezra is very smart and forgiving. She has helped her immensely in getting ready for middle school life. Ezra also really enjoys being in Spectrum. Her teachers share that Ezra is such a joy to have in class. Pleasant, kind, friendly to anyone around her. She never hesitates to give others a compliment to boost their confidence, and is quick to offer a helpful hand to anyone who may need help during class. She's extremely independent and gives 110+ effort on anything she works on. Ezra has such a strong determination, and this shows with all the things she does each and every day. She's one of the kindest students I've ever had, empathetic towards others, and willing to listen and help. She's a strong leader who easily communicates with her classrooms and teachers. She's a living example of our code word, grit. grace, resilience, integrity, and tenacity. She works hard through situations that are difficult and persists in spite of any challenges presented to her. Such a wonderful young lady. What a pleasure to have a class and a great friend to all students. You know, I interviewed, her, talked to her family, interviewed her sister, and talked to her. Extremely humble. She wanted to say, was surprised that she was even brought up for this award, which I think is just spectacular. So, congratulations on being the Penn Middle School Student of the Month. You're okay, go ahead.
Congratulations. Now, did you crochet that? Yes. That looks wonderful. I love that. That was very nice. Congratulations. And then, Mr. Simpson, what is happening at the Penn Middle School this past month and maybe next month going on?
Okay, right now we're in the middle of our Student Council Thanksgiving Food Drive. We have PTO Club Days on the 8th and 29th of this month, and also December 13th next month. We obviously have a professional development this Friday. The band last week went to Seton Hill for a 7th, 8th grade band visit to see what the college band experience may be like, the 7th, 8th grade band members, and they have a concert coming up December 6th. The chorus concert, 6th grade is December 12th, 7th, 8th grade, December 13th. We also have the Senior Citizen Holiday Breakfast on December 22nd. And we just finished quarter one, and out of more than 500 students, we had 64% of our students on honor roll at a 3.6 or high honor roll at a 3.8. So real proud of that fact. Thank you, Dr. Harris.
Thank you. All right, and next up, we have our high school student of the month, Dr. Horvath. Who do you have?
Honesty Brown. Do you want to come up, Honesty? You can stand wherever you like. My student of the month is Honesty Brown. She's a senior here at Penn Trafford. She's the daughter of Shayla Brown, and I believe she lives with Shayla and her grandmother, Cheryl. Honesty, I chose Honesty because she's endured some difficulties here in her time at Penn Trafford. I nominated her because of her response to those difficulties, her resiliency, and her willingness to turn something negative into a positive. She took the role of leader to make a change. She was willing to put in the work to do that, and wise enough to understand that change doesn't happen overnight. We talk about that a lot. She is the president of the Unified Coalition. I want to describe a little bit about their first activity they did this year. So their goal is to integrate with all of the other clubs and do some things like that within the building. So their first activity during club day was with the kids in a coffee shop, because they wanted to learn how to make the cookies that the kids make in the coffee shop. So those kids, they split the club in half. Those kids went into the coffee shop, they learned how to make the cookies, and then the other half went into the classroom and they did some activities with the kids, and then they flip-flopped. And then they made the profit from the sale of those cookies. So that was their idea, and they plan on doing things like that, integrating into other clubs throughout the school year. So she wants to see the club grow. She wants to take it back into the middle school. It was one of her goals to see if we can do something like that, so we can teach them and learn from middle school students. Her inspiration was Dom Randall, who, by the way, was one of my students of the month last year. So I guess I did okay.
I remember that.
Because they had similar struggles, and he taught her how to control her emotions and make better decisions for high school years. Some input from teachers and her counselor. So Ms. Sutmeyer, her counselor, said, "Honesty is one of those students that I see doing big things and making big changes. She has a way about her that causes others to jump on board with what she's trying to accomplish. Maybe it's her name, because she tells it like it is." And I think that honesty is what makes people gravitate to her. She's been such a great addition to Penn Trafford and will be missed when she graduates. Mrs. Haberberger, who jumped up and down when I told her that you were the student of the month, said, "Honesty is pure sunshine." I got to know her during her junior year as a student in Art Extensions. She was a delight in every way. She comes in and she tries her best every day. She brings light to the classroom, and as her bestie, we have a great time every single day. She wants to make a change. Most kids, if they get knocked down, would give up. She is not most kids. Senora Birch, who was her unified sponsor last year, agreed that Honesty's resiliency and her inclination to be positive are her strengths. Her desire to be part of change for good and her ability to work well with others are qualities that she admires. And then Mr. Griffith said, "Honesty has grown as a student tremendously over her time here at Penn Trafford. No matter what the task at hand, whether it's as a student or the Unified Club president, she lands on her feet and she makes sure it's done correctly. She has the quality of a natural leader, which I have seen develop over the years. I have seen her quality of work and her work ethic improve with each art class she's taken. Honesty is very respectful and a true pleasure to have in class. She has taken advantage of her time here at Penn Trafford, and it shows in her hard work and her positive outlook on life. I'm sure she will be successful in whatever she decides to do after high school." So, without further ado, Honesty Brown.
That's what I was gonna ask. What you gonna do after high school?
What is Honesty gonna do after high school?
Honesty?
What?
You're 100% sure what you're going to do after high school?
Thank you.
Congratulations, thank you.
Congratulations, great job.
We're gonna take a few minutes to get a picture of the 3 students of the month. And Nick, Carrie, do you wanna come over and get a picture of Nick as well? And then if the 3 students of the month can come behind us, or next to the screen, do you wanna take the picture?
Right.
He's in, Penny.
Carrie, do you wanna come over? And if parents wanna take a quick picture. Paper and on our website.
Is Jason?
Dr. Herbert, do you have some updates for the high school?
Oh, I do, actually.
And a couple of you took my update, so I have
Yeah,
less, but that's okay.
Mr. Hetrick took a couple of mine.
I know, so I've just been crossing them off.
Yeah. Well, we're preparing for the fall play, Romeo and Juliet Together and Alive at Last. It's Tech Week right now, so it's a little crazy over there. The performances are Saturday at 2 and Sunday at 2 this weekend. Mrs. Wookich's KD quiz team, which is formerly
Isn't there one
home.
at 7 too?
What was that?
I ran by a sign and it said 2 o'clock on Saturday, 7 o'clock, and then
Yeah.
2 o'clock.
You forgot the 7 o'clock.
Oh, I forgot the 7 o'clock and 7 o'clock.
All right.
Saturday,
Thank you.
2 and 7,
Yes.
not Friday?
Yeah, it's
Not
not Friday.
Friday.
Well, we're actually off on Friday, so I don't know if that has something to do with it, or,
No. I think it's just normally how many for the play, that's how many they normally have
I'm putting
performances.
it right on my, I forgot to put that on my calendar to do that right now.
Yeah. But the Hometown High Q show, it's now called Katie Quiz Team. I don't know if you saw that Penn Trafford just won.
Oh, great.
We beat Riverview and Norwin by a score of 310. Riverview had 235 and Norwin had 180. So they move on now to the next group. The team is David Zikarovich, Kaj Colby, and D3 Pingali. And they were the televised competitors, and Thomas Ferlino helped a lot with the team before they went to that competition. So they're very happy with their performance. Also, I just want to say too, and I know Nick's gone already, but I had the pleasure of going to that state golf tournament. I've never actually watched golf in my whole life. And I went to every single hole with him, and it was one of the most exciting things I have seen. Because it came down to, they tied, they were a three-way tie, and then they did the playoff each hole. And, I don't know, it was great to be able to witness that. It was great. We are also starting remediation for Winter Keystones, that's underway to have the retesters in the winter. That's starting now, that would be in December. Our trunk or treat event, I wanted to mention that as well, that we just had was a great success. We had over 20 clubs in the parking lot out there, and we believe there were about 800 or so kids that walked around.
I heard 400, you think it's 8?
It was about 800, yeah.
Wow,
We were talking about it because they had to they had to sign up prior, and yeah, there was a lot of kids all over.
It never ended. That whole night we was there, it just kept going. I loved it.
It was
We don't get
constant.
many trick-or-treaters at our house, so it was kinda nice to see the kids in costumes.
Yes, to have something, yeah. We are planning the holiday vendor show, which is from 9 to 3 on December 2nd, and I know we already have a ton of vendors that have responded to do that.
We're one of them.
Are you?
Stephanie Ising Scholarship is gonna have a table this year for the first time.
Oh, good.
Tanya, what did you
Is
make?
that what you asked me? Okay.
She's gonna sell us Buckeyes.
Oh, perfect.
Buckeyes.
Those are good
and,
Buckeyes.
Chocolate covered Oreos.
Oh, nice.
Those are very good. He's a good cook.
Very nice.
I put in an order.
I will too. Well, I still have your, remember you made, the beanbag game?
Oh, the cornholes.
Cornholes, my mind got that, yes. I still have those.
And then we have some friends who have donated us a few small craft items, so nothing real big, but we're banking on his famous Buckeyes.
The Buckeyes, those
Alright.
are good. I would recommend them to anybody.
Okay. Our cameras are all almost installed, by the way, at the high school. They still, I have access on my phone. It's really good improvement here.
Still
So
working on the
that's,
working on the outside still, right?
pardon me?
We're still working on the outside.
Still working on the outside, but they have a lot of them working right now. And then we actually met this morning, Mr. McCracken and I, and Mr. Aquilio and Nurse Popovich. We met with a rep to incorporate a new tracking system for our community service hours, which will make things a whole lot easier and and streamlined for this process. And I know some parents will be happy to hear that because we were using paper form and people were losing their papers, and this would make it a whole lot easier for everybody to track. So hopefully that works out. But that's my update.
Dr. Wright, how many cameras do we have in our school? An
Well,
idea?
right now we have over 100. We can look at mine right now.
From a security standpoint, people should realize how,
The nice thing is she's looking right on her phone because you can see the whole entire
I have
camera system now.
124 that I can look at right now on my phone, and they're not all up yet, so.
that's amazing. And
Yeah.
also we have the vape detectors in the,
Vape detectors in bathrooms, yep.
Do we have the vape detectors at the middle schools, do you know?
No, we do
are
not.
Working on getting.
We're working on that,
We're
but they're
working on it.
a little pricey.
Well, we're getting a trial, we're putting samples in to see how we like them.
Yeah.
So they're not gonna get installed for probably the end of the month.
Okay.
And also, excuse me, Mr. Inglis, we can also do face detect, the cameras do more than just take a picture, right?
Yeah, there's, like license plate detection, and we can identify.
Facial recognition.
Facial rec, thank you.
Yeah, or, you know, if there's somebody with a red shirt and you wanna see the red shirt,
Mhm.
anybody with a red shirt at a particular time, maybe somebody knew that somebody with a red shirt did something, yeah, you could do those kinds of things.
So we're getting
Probably
cameras
needs to know.
installed in all the schools. Like I said, this is the first one we
Just the
started with, the
first.
biggest one. All right. Thank you, Dr. Horvath. Thanks for all you do. Couple, took most of my announcements. I know Dr. Corner sent a reminder, I didn't realize this, but the Auditor General is visiting Sunrise this Wednesday as part of, People Save the Day program. So that's kind of exciting. He'll be there on Wednesday, Tim DeFore. And then finally, tomorrow is Election Day. All 5 of my board members who are running unopposed because they already technically won their spot. And I'm very grateful for that because you all do an excellent job. One of the nice thing about our school boards is the consistency, and it's the amount of time we do serve on the board. And I am very grateful for the 9 of you for all that you do. So it is very good. I always feel like we were a team, and the admin, the board, we work well together. And going forward, it's nice to see that we're all going to be together. So congratulations, because I know tomorrow it's actually, who's on the ballot? Jim, Nick, Scott Koshko, who's not here tonight, Phil, and Dallas. So it was nice. So we
I'd
have
just
you.
like to add to that, is that the central administration, and all our administrators, and all our teaching staff, all the additional custodian secretaries, they also have an input on why we have no opposition. They handle the public very well. Very seldom we get any responses that put us in an awkward position, especially coming out of church or coming out of a grocery store. There's something that makes it really awkward, and you really want to read your mind out, but you go back and you always get a response. And it's always straightened out as quick as possible. So you guys deserve a lot of credit for us not having opposition also. Anybody, any comments, wish to say anything? I can't believe Phil was quiet. That is unusual.
Well, congratulations to all of you. I'm very grateful. I am very grateful, and I feel very blessed. So it's going to be a good day tomorrow. I won't have to worry so much. All right, and that's all I have, so I'm going to turn it back over to, for recognition of visitors.
Okay, there are none, so now we'll go to old business. There's no old business. Executive session, we met before our meeting here. We discussed real estate personnel and advisory litigation. Okay, next now we're gonna go to consent agenda, which will be number 4 on our entire package here, to number, hold on here, I think.
12.
Number 12, let me see. Make sure I got that right. Yeah, it'd be,
Page 12.
page 12, yeah, up to number 6, not including number 6. I will now entertain that motion to approve that on the consent agenda.
Motion.
Motion by Mr. Kachasik, any second on the motion?
Second.
Second by Mr. Matarazzo, any question on the motion?
Question?
All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, motion passed. Okay, now we'll go building and grounds, Mr. Leonard.
Thank you. Yes, I have an item tonight. I'd like to make a motion to authorize a resolution declaring a portion of Penn Trafford School District property as unused and unnecessary. A complete copy of the resolution will be filed with the official minutes of this meeting. This pertains to the potential sale of the current administration building.
Okay, I have a motion by Mr. Leonard, any second on the motion?
Second.
Second by Mr. Nemec, any question on the motion?
Question.
Question, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion passed.
All I have, Mr. President.
That's all. Thank you, Mr. Leonard. Personnel curriculum, Mr. Kuchasik.
Thank you, Mr. President. Move to employ the following personnel. New employment is contingent upon receipt of all necessary documentation and the acceptance of Act 34, 151, and 114 waivers from the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania within 30 days. Leah Fertile, a teacher at Harrison Park Elementary. Maria Grattan,
Let me stop for 1 second. If I pronounce a name, I apologize in advance.
That's why you say as listed.
I know, but employees need to, you know,
I agree with what you're
it's
saying.
nice to hear your name
Yeah,
called.
it is.
Maria Grattan, certified school nurse at Trafford Elementary and Middle Schools. Amy Newbert, a PCA at Harrison Park Elementary. Ellen Blahovic, a SLA at McCullough and Harrison Park. Sarah Quatse, an SEICA at McCullough Elementary School.
What is that?
Phyllis Stoltz, an
The
RN.
SCICA is like is a special education SLA.
It was a mouthful, thank you.
Yeah.
Good question.
Phyllis Stoltz, an RN at Level Green. Lynn Bain, an RN at Level Green Elementary. Cora Lynn Harris, a super sub
No
at Penn Middle.
relation. No relation to me, I just want to throw that out there.
Megan Ivory, super sub at Harrison Park Elementary. Megan Ivory, a long-term sub at Harrison Park and Sunrise Elementary. Curtis Sakara, a super sub at Trafford Middle School. Curtis Sakara, a long-term sub at Penn Trafford High School. And Brianne Weston, lunchroom aide at Trafford Elementary and Middle School.
Okay, I have a motion, Mr. Kachasik, and a second on motion.
Second.
Second by Mr. Matarazza. Any question on motion?
Question?
Question, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, before I say to go to adjournment, have a happy Thanksgiving. I'll now entertain a motion for adjournment.
Motion.
Motion, Mr. Kachasik, and second. Second, Mr. Nemec. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion passed. Very nice meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr.